Hello, and welcome to Healthy Start. Isn't it fascinating how so many of us go to great lengths to shield ourselves and our loved ones from immediate dangers like accidents or injuries, yet we stock our kitchens with foods that are quietly harming us? We fill our pantries and fridges with items that are practically guaranteed to hurt our health over time. The reason? We often confuse what's urgent with what's truly important. As the wise philosopher James Carter once said, "What a folly to fear losing life all at once, yet think nothing of throwing it away bit by bit." That's exactly why the foods in this video are the 10 most dangerous. They're the primary culprits in how we slowly chip away at our vitality, piece by piece. Let's dive into the list. Number 1 is processed grains, especially white bread made from modern wheat. Why is this so bad? Modern wheat has little in common with the natural grains that grew on Earth centuries ago. It's been hybridized not for nutrition, but for high yields and to create those big, fluffy loaves we see in stores. It's all about appearance and quantity, not health. The processing strips away most of the nutrients, leaving mostly starch. Then, they add preservatives, sometimes sugar, and chemicals like dough conditioners and texture enhancers. When millions of people start feeling unwell from eating this, something has to take the blame. Enter gluten, the villain of the bread world. Now, I'm not a fan of gluten, but it's not the only issue with bread or starch. Because gluten became the scapegoat, an entire industry of gluten-free products sprang up. The marketing makes it seem like if gluten is the bad guy, everything else is a health food. That's far from the truth. When they remove wheat and replace it with things like potato starch, tapioca starch, rice flour, or corn starch, those substitutes are often even more processed. Sometimes they cause even bigger blood sugar spikes and insulin responses than the original. If you're gluten sensitive, of course, avoid it. But don't assume gluten-free products are automatically healthy. They're not. Number 2 on our list is kids' cereals. One of the first ingredients you'll see is sugar, high fructose corn syrup, or corn syrup solids. Then, there's wheat, corn, and other starches that are common allergens. Add in some artificial coloring, flavoring, more chemicals, and preservatives, and you've got a product that barely resembles real food. Honestly, if you look at the ingredient list, it's hard to believe anyone would think this is actual nourishment. And what do we pair it with? Skim milk, another common allergen. We remove the fat, which was probably the least harmful part, leaving a bowl full of trouble. This combination is a recipe for health issues, yet it's marketed as a fun, kid-friendly breakfast. Let's pause for a moment to consider why we focus so much on avoiding urgent dangers but overlook these long-term threats. There are 2 big reasons. First, our brains are wired to notice immediate threats. From an evolutionary standpoint, our nervous system is designed to detect things that could kill us right away, like a predator or a fall. When something moves suddenly or changes, our attention snaps to it. That's why media and marketers exploit this, flashing images, changing angles, and blasting sounds to grab our focus. It's a survival mechanism that keeps us alive in the moment, but it can blind us to slow, creeping dangers. The second reason is that, historically, we never had to worry about long-term health threats. Our ancestors died from accidents, tribal conflicts, wild animals, infections, or starvation. As long as they found enough food, its quality wasn't an issue. A lion doesn't question the quality of the zebra it hunts. It's part of the ecosystem, so it's naturally good. Our ancestors never encountered processed foods, sugars, or chemicals. But today, the world is different. About 90–95% of deaths now come from 3 slow, insidious causes: structural stress, emotional stress, and chemical stress. Structural stress comes from things like sitting all day. It doesn't sound like much, but bad posture and lack of movement harm us. Our bodies are built to move, and movement stimulates every system, including our brain and nervous system. There's a principle called use it or lose it. If you're not moving, you're not stimulating your body to regenerate, so it degenerates. Emotional stress is another slow killer. We live in a world of constant sensory overload, with notifications, news, and distractions bombarding us. Our nervous system is designed for big, occasional stressors, like escaping a predator, followed by calm recovery. Today, it's a relentless stream of small stressors that never lets up. Finally, chemical stress is perhaps the most significant because it's where we've strayed furthest from nature. Since the 1950s, hundreds of thousands of chemicals have entered our environment. Our ancestors had none of these. For many people, most of what they eat is sugar and fake food, things our bodies were never meant to handle. Our bodies are incredible at repairing and regenerating, so we take health for granted. But the world has changed so much in the last 50 years, more than in the previous 50,000, that we can't afford to be complacent anymore. Back to the list. Number 3 is fruit juice. This one often shocks people because fruits and vegetables are considered untouchable health foods. I'm a fan of whole fruits and vegetables in balance, but fruit juice is a different story. It's concentrated sugar. If you eat a whole fruit, you might have 1 or 2, and the fiber slows sugar absorption. But with juice, it's easy to consume the sugar from 6, 7, or 8 fruits in one glass. That spikes blood sugar, triggers insulin surges, and can lead to insulin resistance. If you're eating a diet full of processed foods like bread, cereal, candy, or donuts, and you're already insulin resistant, fruit juice makes it worse. People often argue that it's natural sugar, but natural or not, it's still about 50% fructose, which can aggravate fatty liver, a condition even 12-year-olds are developing today. Plus, juice is heavily processed. It's pasteurized, concentrated, and reconstituted, which destroys nutrients. If you're metabolically healthy, an occasional fresh squeezed juice might be fine, but don't think of it as a healthy breakfast staple. Pairing juice with cereal, toast, and skim milk just piles on the sugar. Number 4 is anything labeled low-fat. Think yogurt, sour cream, ice cream, salad dressing, or peanut butter. I'm not saying low-fat is inherently bad. Foods like lettuce, broccoli, or asparagus are naturally low-fat and great. But when a food that's supposed to have fat is marketed as low-fat, you should be suspicious. What did they do to it? Often, they replace the fat with sugar, chemicals, artificial flavorings, and texturizers. It becomes a chemical cocktail, not food. Take low-fat cheese, for example. Real cheese has just a few ingredients: milk, cream, and bacteria. Low-fat versions have long, scary ingredient lists that belong in a lab, not your kitchen. Number 5 is plant oils like those from safflower, soy, or corn. These aren't vegetables. They're seeds, beans, or grains. The first problem is they're high in omega-6 fatty acids. We need omega-6s and omega-3s in balance, ideally close to a 1-to-1 ratio. Whole foods provide that. But processed plant oils can push the ratio to 20-to-1, promoting inflammation and even insulin resistance. These oils are also heavily processed. Unlike olive oil, which flows easily when you press an olive, these seeds don't release oil without extreme measures: high heat, pressure, and chemical solvents. This leaves chemical residues and rancid, damaged fats. To make them palatable, they're degummed, deodorized, and stripped of flavor and nutrients. The result? A product that's far from natural. Number 6 is margarine, which is made from these same seed oils, so all those issues apply. But margarine goes further. To turn liquid oil into a solid spread, it's hydrogenated, a process that bombards it with hydrogen under high heat and pressure. This changes the molecule's shape, creating trans fats, franken-foods our bodies don't recognize. Trans fats are so harmful that they're now required to be listed on labels. But don't be fooled by 0 grams trans fat. That just means less than half a gram per serving, which can still add up. Instead of margarine, stick to natural fats like butter, olive oil, or coconut oil. Now, let's talk about what makes a food truly dangerous. Is it the one that kills you fastest, or the one that kills the most people? We tend to fixate on immediate poisons, things that could kill in seconds or minutes. Those grab headlines, but they're rare and kill far fewer people than the foods we eat every day. Things like poisonous fish or mushrooms claim about 3,000 lives a year. Meanwhile, the slow killers, foods tied to cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and hypertension, take 30 million lives annually. These are the real dangers, hidden in plain sight on every grocery store shelf. Number 7 is diet soda. You're swapping sugar for chemicals like sucralose, acesulfame potassium, and aspartame. These were developed from pesticide substances designed to kill. Aspartame breaks down into formaldehyde embalming fluid and methanol with alcohol, which can cause blindness in large doses. Even in small amounts over time, is it really harmless? Aspartame also contains aspartic acid, an excitatory neurotransmitter. In balance, it's fine, but when it floods your system, it becomes an excitotoxin, possibly explaining why these drinks are so addictive. Some argue there's no conclusive proof of harm, but do you need to wait for a study to confirm what common sense suggests? These are man-made chemicals, not part of any natural ecosystem. You decide. Number 8 is sugary snacks, candies, cookies, cakes, and even protein bars. Snacks sound harmless, like a little treat to get you through the day, but they're fueling addiction and pushing you toward insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. Protein bars are often just candy bars with added soy protein isolate or other highly processed ingredients. Pop-Tarts, donuts, and cinnamon buns are even worse. Some people feed these to their kids for breakfast, believing they're food. They're empty calories that feed addiction, not health. Number 9 is sugary drinks, sodas, energy drinks, sweetened juices, coffee drinks, sweet tea, and sports drinks. People often don't realize they're eating sugar when they drink these. They just think they're quenching thirst. Energy drinks are sodas with caffeine or other stimulants. Sweetened juices are mostly sugar water with a splash of fruit. Coffee drinks can pack 50 to 70 grams of sugar. Sports drinks, marketed as healthy, are just sugar, high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and a pinch of salt. If you need electrolytes, a sprinkle of salt in water does the job without the junk. If these foods are staples in your diet, you're guaranteed to reduce your quality of life and lose decades. Want to speed things up? Combine them. Picture a donut with frosting, fried in seed oils, paired with a diet soda. You're getting white flour, trans fats, rancid oils, sugar, aspartame, and a chemical cocktail. It's not food, it's a health disaster. I hope this video has lit a fire under you to avoid these dangerous foods and stop throwing your life away bit by bit. If you found this helpful, please like and share it with friends and family who need to hear this. Subscribe to Healthy Start, hit that bell, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-changing video. Let's take control of our health together, starting today.